What is it? What does it mean? What does it do? So I'm out on another short run, day run, and today's purpose is called the... You see, for the past few weeks, well, no, months, really, I've been in a sort of permanent meditative state. I kind of put myself in a, not meditative, but also a hypnotic state, kind of. And it's interesting because at first it was really just a tool, a defense mechanism against all this. But the more I've been practicing it, the more I've been finding out some stuff. It's a state of relaxation that I didn't know before. And I'm combining it with some other aspects of this life philosophy that I'm adopting. It's called the... We'll talk more about it. It's very transforming. It has been for me. And so that's what today's goal is. There's a lot to it. A few things here. It's pretty cold out there, so I'm coming in. But I am going to document here that I would say the last week or so, maybe a little longer, it's been a fatigue-free week. And I'm trying to figure it out to some extent. Some of it I'm just accepting it and not questioning it. But I think I have an idea. And I'm calling it the poids. So I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, there we go. Some hot coffee to warm the bones. So the poids is kind of it's an idea, it's an exercise, and it's a word. And the word is actually kind of an exercise. It goes like this. It's just another one of my breathing drills. It's kind of like the hard exhale, like a very therapeutic, and there's a whole world built into the exhale that I'm discovering. I could go into of what I know about it. But the poids is an evolution of that, where you're putting a little pressure instead of just it's a, and it reminds me of, I don't know what it's called. There's this breathing thing I read about years ago, and I use it, where you use your tongue when you breathe in, and it makes it you get almost like a menthol cold when you breathe across the tip of your tongue. And it's very soothing, and it's very relaxing, and it's therapeutic. And I know from experience that it has something to do with calming the nervous system and the vagus nerve, I think. I'm sure of it. Well, the poids is doing a similar thing. It's calming. But it's relaxing. And see, when I was talking about the puddling, I've been doing a lot of it, and I have found myself in the light hypnotic state, in the meditative state, and in the puddling state. I've retermed it the pois. I am so much more relaxed than I used to be. When I started really monitoring how much tension was in my in my body, and started noticing it, and started addressing it. I mean, even right now, most of the time now, I'm in this very relaxed state. And it's called the pois. And I wonder if that's what has attributed to this improvement in the fatigue. Because I've theorized that if you're constantly tensed up, that it could lead to chronic fatigue. Ask a doctor, ask a therapist, look it up, and I think it's transformative. So I got two other terms I'm going to go over. First one, just a light overview, is the pois. It's an ongoing adaptation of hyper-relaxation in your everyday life, in your everyday motions, and getting back into it if you get out of it. All right, Kushava. Kushava is a principle and an enlightenment, perhaps, an observation, and it's a question. The question is, are the truest treasures bound, finding beauty where none can be found? In other words, are the most valuable and beautiful things in this world found in places you wouldn't expect it? Or that you're able to find that were hidden? And it kind of, and I wrote a song about it, and I asked the question, if I were a rich man, would I have to cry? Would I want for passion? Could I live my life? And what I mean by that is, it's an observation that I've made that I've seen many times. I mean, I grew up around rich people and successful people, and I wanted to be a rich and successful person, and I set out to do that, and I worked really hard. I got the goose egg. But in that process, I had to try to find beauty and joy and satisfaction and all that stuff in other things. And I did. And then I began to wonder, how does it compare? I mean, yeah, I want the jet skis and the boat and the house and the property and the success and the pride and all that sense of accomplishment. I want that. But what I found instead seems to be just as amazing. Maybe it's more amazing. So more specifically, Kushava is gaining. It's almost like a resolution. Imagine you're looking at life through a screen and it's got a certain resolution. And when you get Kushava, the resolution increases and you begin to see into things and through things, and the spatial awareness of what you can find in meditation. It changes your perception. You begin to see the world differently. It's kind of a big version of stop and smell the roses. You got to stop and smell the roses. Everybody knows that. And everybody, at some point will do that. But this is a constant thing. It's with you at all times. The world can begin to take on a higher resolution, a higher mind, and a higher awareness. And then you find that even the simple things, even the lowly things, even the boring things, even the redundant things will begin to burst with these new beauties and inspirations, secrets, hidden treasures. And then you begin to really connect with inner sanctum and contentment. I got it. I know I got it. And I find that very rewarding. And I'm learning that there are other types of treasures and other types of victories and Kushava. Ventesha. It's a word I made up years ago. It all started with something that when my kids were little, every night, every evening, pretty much, we would go out riding. Skateboards, roller skates, scooters, plus just throwing the ball around, making up games. And I started to kind of notice back then, right now we're getting into Ventesha. Ventesha is the evening sun, when the shadows start getting longer and the colors get a little brighter. Photographers know of this, and it's kind of a surfing thing. Surfers experience it, and they call it an evening session. So every night we'd go out and have evening session, although we weren't surfers, we were skateboarders mostly. And it was a magic time each day. We'd go out riding and playing, and I coined the term, this is Ventesha. And it's kind of a state of mind. It's peaceful, it's being in the moment and taking in the joy of living and the joy of happiness and the joy of the world. And when combined with Kushava and Pwa, it just leaves you with, well, I'll let you decide. I'll leave it with this. I wrote some lyrics for Ventesha. It's just a demo still, but oh, what a wave. It takes me down the shoreline. Oh, what a wave. Takes me down to the water. Since then I've been thinking about days when we were so young and life was out on our boards, out in the magical sunshine. I must go back to those days. Give me my Ventesha. I must go back to those ways. Leave me in the magical sun.